Good day. This is Bob speaking to you from my farmette in the Annapolis Valley of Nova Scotia. I'm back here today with part 6 of my Bluenose build from scratch. It's been a bit of a challenge in the last while. It's probably been a month and a half since I've put a video up. Main reason being that I'm working in my what we call our sunroom here, and I've been making a mess, to tell you the truth, and I hate to clean it up, and I decided to abandon the project until the weather got good enough outside that I could get into my shop. Now there's still a few days that I can't work because the glue won't harden in cold weather, and it's been a long rather trying spring. But I did get some done, and as I said in my last video, I would come back after I got the deck planked and a part at least of the side rails up. So you can see, I hope there, that I have accomplished a little bit. I learned a few things as I was doing this, and I'll share those with you. I guess the most important caution, I guess, that I give myself is don't use a lot of clamping pressure. I had a hard time getting the back on here at the transom on, and I wanted to get it done in one step, so I decided to use spring clamps. This kind of thing here, not that big, mind you, but still a pretty strong clamp. So I had it all together, as you see it here, going around that back rail, and moved away from the workbench to do another job, and I heard a snap. Well, the spring clamp released, and I saw the boat pitch poling off the workbench onto the floor, and of course it broke out all that I had put in there in the back at the transom, and also broke excuse me, also broke a part off the front when it hit. So I've learned to try to use less clamping pressure. Don't know how much more I'm going to talk here. That might be a good thing. You know, what I did was a few years ago I built a canoe, a wood strip canoe, and it was planked with 1/4 inch by 3/4 inch strips. So I could use a lot of spring clamps to hold that stuff in place. What I've been trying to do is use those same clamps to do this model. Wow, that did not going to work. I'm bending things. I'm getting them out of place. The boards are tipping, you know, so I have to sand them down a lot. Just not worth it. I have to try to figure out, especially before I plank the hull, a different way of clamping, because boy, those spring clamps just aren't going to work. Additionally, I learned perhaps not to use boards that are as thick as you see here. I wanted to get it done quickly, and it wasn't worth it. And that was what caused another spring clamp problem. I had to push those boards in place with just too much force. Had I used 1/8 inch planking, I don't think I would have had nearly the problem. Notice my studs along here. I got all those in. I made a little jig so that I made sure they were all the same height, or just about the same height. I don't know if you can see my cat going by there or not. You know, the 2 rails. I had to put 2 boards in there because I've got to put what they call the scuppers in, and the scuppers go between the 2 boards. They're just little holes going through there, and that makes them above the deck, and what they're for is to let the water out. If a wave breaks over the boat, that water has to go somewhere. It can't lay on the deck. So it goes out through the scuppers, and they're positioned all the way along here like this, going right straight through on both sides. So I haven't got that done. I'll have that done by next time. So this is where I am, making some progress, learning a whole lot, and I'm hoping that passing some of this stuff on to you guys will help if you happen to do a Bluenose project or any model building project, because I think what I'm learning can be applied to almost anything. I notice when I look across it like that, I've got a high spot right here. I'm not sure how that got there. I'm going to have to sand that down and make sure I get them equal. So when I come back next time, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to have the rails on the top. They sit right along here. I have to glue them to this hull plank and glue to each one of those studs, the top of each one of those studs. And it just lays across here and joins up nice, neat and tidy at the bow. Again, the back is a little bit difficult because it's got a special rail. I think it's called the monkey rail. It's quite wide, a lot wider than the rail that runs along here. And they didn't give me a very good picture of it, so I'm going to have to trace it and just try to fit it in, kind of worry it to the right size. So that's where I am with my Bluenose build. It's a lot of fun, a little frustrating by times, but I'm pleased with most of it. So thanks for watching. Have a good day and good model building.